flat surface upon which we live is situated within and is a part of a half-full sphere. In this video, I'll tell you what the lower half of this half-full sphere is full of. This video is based on my personal estimates about the size of this half-full sphere. The flat and circular surface upon which we live has a diameter of around 22,000 km. In the center of this flat plane there is a magnetic mountain surrounded by a whirlpool-sea. Exactly above the magnetic mountain there is the North Star called Polaris. Polaris is at a distance of 11,000 km above the magnetic mountain. All of this means that straight downwards from the magnetic mountain there are also 11,000 km to the very bottom of this half-full sphere. Those 11,000 km are filled with subterranean levels. There are around 100 of them. Each of the 100 levels is a flat plane with oceans and land masses, similar to the flat plane upon which we live. Each level has a floor that is around 25 kilometers thick. The subterranean levels are being supported by massive pillars. The total height of each pillar is no more than 75 kilometers, and they stick out only about 60 kilometers above sea level, and therefore there is only a distance of around 60 kilometers above sea level to the ceiling of that level. It means that those subterranean levels have only 60 kilometer thick layer of air. This may not seem much, but cloud formations only exist at an altitude of no more than 20 kilometers. So the 60 kilometer thick layers of air are more than enough for clouds to form and produce a rainfall, snow, etc. The only reason why we have a view of thousands of kilometers into the sky is because our level is above all the others. Our level can be somewhat compared to a roof terrace on top of a skyscraper. The 75 kilometer high pillars which support the levels must have a diameter of around 300 kilometers. And since those pillars are 4 times wider than they are high, they don't have the classic elongated shape that pillars usually have. So, technically, the pillars have the shape of discs, if we would consider them separate objects. However, the pillars are not separate objects. In fact, the pillars, together with the 25 kilometer thick floors of each level and the actual walls of the half-full sphere, are a single structure. It's like a 3D printed structure. Of course, it's not actually 3D printed, but it was bioengineered and grown into the shape of the half-full sphere that it is. It's all a part of an immensely large creature. One of the pillars' additional purposes is that they contain smaller suns in their upper parts. The lower 80% of each pillar is darkened, while only the upper 20% is transparent and has magnifying properties. A relatively small sun circles inside the transparent part of it and illuminates the area below each pillar up to a distance of 1,000 kilometers. The pillars are at a distance of around 2,000 kilometers from each other, meaning that there are dozens of pillars separating each level. The pillars also serve as gateways for UFOs of various sizes. I believe that each pillar has a shaft in its center with a diameter of around 50 kilometers. This vertical tunnel may be filled with water and may have valves at every 10 kilometers or so, preventing that extremely high water pressures can be accumulated. So, each pillar has a 50-kilometer wide vertical tunnel in the middle of it, providing a passageway for the UFOs. The creatures in the UFOs are traveling between levels and are maintaining all aspects of this world by performing various tasks. The lowest level at the bottom of this half-full sphere has the least real estate, and I think is being used as the headquarters of the UFOs. That level must look like a science fiction movie with various shaped UFOs moving around. Each level also has its own magnetic mountain in the center of a whirlpool-sea, just like here. There are high and low tides on each level, just like here, meaning that each of the 100 levels also generates massive amounts of electricity. The term subterranean that I'm using doesn't really do justice to the levels beneath us. Those levels are not some dark caves. They have sunshine, oceans, rivers, mountains, millions of species of animals, millions of botanical species, etc. Each of the levels most likely has a human civilization as well. Those people have the same purpose as we do, and that is to slaughter more than 1 billion animals every single day. And just like it is the case here, those human civilizations are subjected to various indoctrinations, religions, and other belief systems. And just like us, those people are fooled into believing anything but the harsh truth. Although I'm convinced that many of the civilizations in those subterranean levels were annihilated and replaced with a new batch of humans after they woke up to the sinister facts of reality and became counterproductive.